What's up, Bomb? Hamster! You won't believe where I am now! Dunkin' Donuts. What? No! Topeka, Kansas. No. I hear a lot of rushing air. The bathroom. No! The Republic of Yemen. Yeah, warmer. A desert in the Republic of Yemen. Bingo! I'm also 40,000 feet in the air dangling from the back of a cargo plane, probably about to plummet to my death, but wow, you are a really good guesser! Don't you have a parachute? No, I just have a cell phone. Why do you think I called you? What do you expect me to do, catch you? It'd be nice. Hamster? Hamster! Oh, man, not again! Oh, I can't hold out any look. Whoa! Why does this keep happening to me? He's totally in the bathroom. Well, here we are once again reviewing another Uncharted game. But I've got this feeling like we've done this one before. Nuh-uh, this is totally different. You see, last time I was wrapped up in an Invader Zim fleece blanket, but this time it's Nightmare Before Christmas. So we're playing Uncharted, 3, Drake's Deception. Wait, isn't that the subtitle to another one? You're thinking of Drake's Fortune. So he was fortunate before he was deceived? Well, not exactly, because after playing it a while, my head's kind of blurring the lines between 2 and 3. Actually, Drake's Fortune was 1. I'm saying I'm honestly forgetting which game had which scene, since they all seem so interchangeable. Which game had that big vehicle crash off the cliff? I think they all kinda did. Ugh, even 4 and we're not even there yet. So this time, Uncharted 3's gameplay is nearly identical to that of 2's, which itself is only a moderate upgrade from 1's. But this time you have a few new combat abilities, like dropping on guys with aerial attacks and throwing live grenades back at the bad guys. You honestly sound like EA trying to sell the next FIFA. Come on, you know Uncharted's gameplay is just as fun now as it was last time. What do you even want changed anyway? It's fine as it is. EA Sports. We changed the number on last year's Madden. That'll be $60, please. Not the same! Uncharted 3's graphics. This game looks identical to the last one. Now come on, there are so many more colorful, active, and fully realized set pieces for all the action this time around. That's kind of more the story's doing. The game technically looks nearly identical to 2. If you didn't know the story, I doubt you could identify 2 from 3 from screenshots alone. Okay, I'm looking it up, and Naughty Dog says right here that it's running on an evolved engine from 2 with a ton of upgrades like having much better physics and visual effects like smoke, fire, water, and even dust and sand. I guess? Yeah, it's better, right? Wait, which one was 3 again? Oh my god. Hey look, the reason to watch this video. Come on, we're doing a fair review here. Fine, well keep in mind we're obviously gonna talk about the story, so you've been warned for some upcoming spoilers. And I assure you that this won't be the same as the last games. Well, unless you count story beats and tropes, which in case it'll be nearly identical to an uncanny degree. The story begins with the treasure hunting duo Nate and Sully meeting with the shady businessman Talbot in London in order to make an exchange. Nate's prized ring, once belonging to Sir Francis Drake, for a suitcase packed with cash. The deal goes sour when Nate accuses Talbot of offering fraudulent banknotes, and a crazy bar fight ensues, resulting in the ring getting stolen by Talbot for his employer Marlowe, and Nate and Sully getting shot and left for dead in the back alleys of London. Well, we just started and the main characters are dead. Guess all that we have left to do now is flashback 20 years to Nate as a teenager, where he attempts to steal the ring from a Colombian museum. It's here where he's first tailed by Marlowe and her goons as they attempt to steal the ring back from the young thief. But before her hired henchman tailing the cornered Nate can shoot and kill him, Nate is saved by Sully, who defects from Marlowe's group and takes on Nate as a protege. That's nice and all, but they still both end up dead in the streets of London. And after we flash back to London, we see that Nate and Sully are both okay, as the hired goon who shot them, Cutter, was actually their inside man on the job, helping them stage the whole event to make Marlowe believe they were dead, and make a quick exchange so that a fake ring would be stolen instead of the authentic one. Geez, how many times does Uncharted pull the, oh my gosh, this character's dead, but psych, not really trope? I mean, for Sully in particular, it's like a tradition at this point. Yeah, and it's not even the last time! You mean 4, right? No, this game. Oh my god. Anyway, alongside Cutter and Chloe, their getaway driver, the group tail Marlowe's men into a mysterious underground library, jam-packed with secret historical artifacts, where they discover Sir Francis's map, divulging the details of his journey to Arabia to find the lost city of Ubar for Queen Elizabeth. However, he would later cover up everything about this voyage, leaving only vague clues for Nate and the rest to decipher what happened on the secret quest to uncover the lost city of riches. Yeah, this sounds familiar. Finding 2 leads, the group decides to split up and cover both. Nate and Sully head to an abandoned French chateau, while Cutter and Chloe head to a Syrian citadel. After some investigation, Nate discovers half an amulet buried in a hidden crypt beneath the mansion, but gets ambushed by Talbot and his men, who clearly followed the pair to steal their findings and leave them trapped in the building as they set it all on fire in spectacular Uncharted fashion. Yes, the escape sequences of running and jumping up crumbling, burning buildings is awesome and all, but you skipped over a little segment I'd like to make note of. So while discovering the amulet, Nate and Sully get attacked by a river of giant spiders. They seem highly aggressive and very well coordinated, and definitely unnatural as well, as they find one of Talbot's men's decomposing bodies, and it's all green and zombie-like. Just, you know, keep it in mind. Anyway, realizing that Cutter and Chloe were probably followed as well, they quickly rejoin the pair in Syria to help them uncover the other half of this strange amulet, which helps them track down their next clue in Yemen. However, Talbot and Marlowe are hot on their tracks, going so far as to drug Cutter with a potent dart to sabotage Nate's efforts, and even force Cutter to jump off a roof and break his leg or die burning alive for backstabbing them. Yikes. Once again, while uncovering the second piece of the puzzle, they're attacked by these same giant spiders. And now it's not just a weird giant jungle spider from France, as we've seen them on entirely different continents. So understandably, Cutter backs out alongside Chloe, leaving Nate and Sully no choice but to recruit their old partner Elena to help them uncover the location of the tomb that they kinda just happened to stumble across right away and entirely by accident in the middle of a populated area, somehow left completely undisturbed and unlocked. And no, this is not actually an ambush, it's just a plot oversight for a gag. What? So they make it to the bottom of this tomb and discover an elaborate astrological map that, thanks to Sully's time in the Navy, they recognize as a specific place. Sully commits it to memory to avoid having the information stolen by Talbot and Marlowe, who, of course, followed them yet again. But upon their escape, they are chased by more of those freaking spiders? Yeah, now that's definitely not just a coincidence. Are you sure? Because here's the kicker, they never explain the spiders. There is one you can find preserved in a jar in the opening secret library, hinting that this organization bred and planted them all there. But then why didn't they already confiscate the artifacts from those locations if that were true? I found a plot hole! Moving on, the group exits the tomb and Nate immediately gets shot by the same dart that drugged Cutter earlier. Losing his mind temporarily, he freaks out and runs off through the bustling streets of Yemen in this warped, delirious state, losing Sully and Elena in the chaos. Okay, this part's pretty cool. Through his hysteria, Nate is captured and unwittingly tells Talbot and Marlowe everything he's discovered, and that Sully's memorized the location of the lost city. He's then taken by the pirate Ramses, who attempts to torture Nate into revealing more information. After breaking free, Nate learns of Sully's capture and chases down Ramses on his departing hijacked cruise liner in hopes of saving Sully from the wrath of the pirate. So it turns out Sully was captured, but not by the pirate. So yeah, it was an elaborate trap, all banking on Nate escaping his own captive torture and tracking down the ship, imminently setting sail into the storm guarded by dozens of armed thugs. Yeah. So because Nate is basically a living natural disaster, the ship is damaged in an explosive firefight and quickly takes on water. The level design here gets really diverse as you're running from rushing water, swimming and escaping dead ends, and platforming through the ship's interior turned over on its side. Granted, I do get a little tired of the overused Crash Bandicoot style run towards the screen, you can't see a foot in front of you but screw up once and it's all over segments. Long story short, the entire ship gets destroyed in a spectacular fashion, taking Ramses with it, and Nate barely manages to escape, clutching onto a wooden board cast adrift onto the stormy sea. This would spell certain death for any normal human being. But Nathan Drake conveniently washes up alive, beached right in front of the hotel Elena is staying at while searching for him, so he can stumble his way back into the story right away because he's wearing the absolute pinnacle of plot armor. Elena informs Nate that Sully was actually captured by Marlowe and is being forced to lead them to Ubar. She then assists Nate in sneaking aboard a cargo plane carrying supplies to Marlowe's convoy. And since this is Uncharted, by sneaking, I mean they do this during takeoff. Everybody grab your parachutes, Nathan Drake just boarded an airplane. Yeah, so Nate gets spotted, and after a brawl/shootout with the onboard goons, he's sent dangling from the back of the open cargo door of the plane in flight, and the entire plane succumbs to the firefight damage, breaks apart midair, and plummets to the desert below, where Nate, mid-free fall, has to dive towards a cargo crate and activate its safety parachute in order to land safely. All gameplay. I would give it crap for being another obvious vehicle doomed to crash in spectacular fashion while our action hero barely survives yet again, but this is probably my favorite segment in the entire series. It's got several sequences where you swear you're watching a "you died" cutscene, only to be surprised that you're actually still in gameplay clinging to survival, and that's the most Uncharted feeling I can possibly imagine. After wandering the desert aimlessly, hallucinating, hearing voices, and going in circles, Nate is rescued by a nomadic Bedouin named Salim after wandering into a firefight in a desert ghost town. Salim explains that the city of Ubar is a cursed place, where King Solomon once imprisoned an evil djinn inside a vessel that corrupted the city into ruin. Wait, this guy just casually knows about the lost city of Ubar? I mean, it's not like he knows exactly where it is, too, right? It's lost! Oh my god. So together, Nate and Salim rescue Sully from the convoy and get separated in a sandstorm. From there, Nate and Sully discover the glorious city in the desert, Iram of the Pillars. Basking in the glory of the city, Nate takes a drink from the surprisingly clean waters of its fountains, before witnessing a sudden solar eclipse. And before the two even know what hit them, Sully is shot in the heart and falls to the ground dead. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, that's how you open the game. Fool me thrice, and honestly, I'm more inclined to believe that Sully is impervious to bullets. Suddenly, Talbot and his men ambush Nate, and he flies into a fit of rage. Talbot escapes and Nate gives chase, but during which he starts seeing things like flaming guards, not homosexual, like on fire flaming, and suddenly being in entirely different places and times and getting chased by those godforsaken spiders again. Nate eventually wakes up from his now apparent illusion trip, where the real living Sully informs Nate that the water contains a strong hallucinogenic that Nate realizes must originate from the cursed vessel cast into the city, contaminating the water supply. At least this sci-fi twist is somewhat believable this time around. But if the hallucinogenic in the water basically has the same effect as that drugged dart from before, then why does Marlo need it so badly in the first place if she's already got the exact same reproducible power? Look, Mom, another plot hole! So apparently after learning of the power of the djinn, Sir Francis Drake lied to the Queen about this discovery to cover it up from the world. Marlo, however, who, once again, got here simply by tailing Nate, thinks it's stupendous and hoists the vessel out of the deep well water supply of the city, and with 3 random shots from Nate's flare gun, the crane drops the vessel and sets off a chain reaction, destroying the entire city in a massive sinkhole. Okay, hold up. I can get behind some of the contrived stuff for the sake of exciting escape sequences, but this is a little much. Also, isn't this the second time now a super ancient lost city could have simply been discovered by anybody with Google Maps and a drone without all this national treasure nonsense? Whatever, carry on. Marlo falls in a sinkhole herself, dragging down the real ring of Sir Francis Drake with her, and during the crumbling city chaos, the now hysterical Talbot attempts to kill Nate with a knife in sorta a kind of final boss fight. But unlike the last games, this one's more like a fist fight with a series of quick time events and a short climbing section. Then you just kind of grab a gun and shoot him, and that's it. He falls into the sand and you escape. I never really liked Talbot. He's designed to be a hateable guy, yeah, but he kind of got done dirty in this fight. As they escape, Salim appears and rescues the pair as they all watch what's left of the city crumble away and sink into the desert below. Hold up, he did know where this city was? They got separated and he found them because he knew where the city was. It's not a lost city if people know where it is! So I neglected to mention that since the events of the last game, Nate and Elena got married but split up. Sully confesses to Nate that he always thought of him as a son, and held on to Nate's wedding ring because he knew that he'd eventually regret leaving Elena and wish he could make things right again. And that's exactly what he does, as the pair reunite for the 3rd time now, and since the ironic tradition is getting palpable enough, they all pile into Sully's refurbished original plane from Uncharted 1 and head home. There's never really a lot of character development in Uncharted, although this time Sully does get that nice moment by the end. The rest of the time, people are just trying to convince Nate that he's going too far with his dream and he should just give up, and since he's so stubborn, he just keeps at it anyway. The only real character moments are like with Nate and Elena at the end getting back together, but that isn't exactly character development, but more so required for the token cinematic scenes. But I still love it just the same. Yeah, so do I. The music in Uncharted 3 is just as spectacular. I've been playing music from 2 this entire time because I knew you wouldn't be able to even tell the difference. Wait, what? Oh, come on, that's not even fair! It's still great though, right? Oh yeah, sure, if you don't mind your brain scrambling all the music together in your head. 2 really had some great music, didn't it? I'm joking, this is actually from 3. Hey, you little... Kitty got wet. It's all about the journey and not the destination. It doesn't matter what awaits you and the group at the Lost City Vu bar, but what does is the intense roller coaster that'll get you there. If you enjoyed Uncharted 2, then rejoice, as Uncharted 3 is effectively the exact same game, but with a new coat of paint. Okay, with an eerily familiar but subtly different coat of paint. This game is an absolute thrill. I'd even go so far as to say it's my favorite of the original 3 games, but your brain keeps blurring the lines between it and the other ones. Is that a bad thing? They're all awesome! Even so, I'd still admittedly buy, play, and love the same rehashed, formulaic, yet new Uncharted games where Naughty Dog's still making them today. The positive gamer in me had a blast with the thrilling Uncharted 3, giving it a legendary 10 out of 10. This game is a decade old now, but still outclasses a tremendous amount of modern AAA titles, and that is nothing short of impressive. If you haven't treated yourself to this amazing world of Uncharted, then you surely are missing out. The critical gamer in me is conflicted between my minor criticisms and sheer amazement with Uncharted 3, still awarding it with a treasured 9 out of 10. Naughty Dog managed to catch lightning in a bottle twice when it comes to this action-packed thrill ride of a series. And though a few admittedly petty gripes keep me from dishing out a perfect score, this entry remains as nothing less than monumental. Isn't that exactly how we rated Uncharted 2? Fitting, isn't it, how we can't even tell the difference anymore? Well, what do you think? Tell us how your positive and critical sides rate Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception in the comments below. Sometimes a series doing the same thing again can be just as great as when they did it the first time. But if you think Uncharted 3 is the result of franchise stagnation, then you're just playing with yourself. And by the way, it was all music from Uncharted 2. Oh my god! I probably should have watched this burp cloth before I wore it. Special thanks to Squad Fam from Patreon for requesting this episode. You can do the same thing, request any video game you'd like me to make a video review on, join Patreon for as little as $1 a month, throw it in there, it helps out the channel, help me make more of these videos, and I can make whatever video you'd want me to do. So, cool, it's a thing, do that thing. And thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Use the links in the description to nominate your own episodes. And thank you to our Patreon members, Atomic Thomas, Cameron, Arrow, Rowan, Erica, Shyam, Minya, Sid, and Squad Fam. Booyah!